Welcome back to Keep It Gutter Radio. We're with Monday, June 7th, 7/7/2025. And I was doing these videos for a while, pretty consistently, and enjoying the process and the challenge of it. So I'd like to talk more about how you can really finish your songs, how you can keep it gutter, how you can stay in that flow. Because there's two categories of artists, right? And there's two problems that need to be solved. And maybe you're in one of these categories. The first category is you're a great artist, you've been working on it for a while, you know you're good, but you have trouble finishing your work and you have trouble releasing your work. And you don't know really why that is. And then at some point, after you've made a lot of works, you get stuck and you get in these frequent writer's block and you don't know how to move forward with it. So my purpose is to help artists unlock infinite inspiration. And you do that through keeping it gutter. That's why it's called Keep It Gutter Radio. First, you got to decide it's going to be a banger, though. You got to have that internal battle with yourself that you're going to make something great, that it's going to be amazing. And you're able to do that. Then you set that in your mind. And then in action, the action is gutter. The action is messy. It's like a painter or a sculptor in the studio taking the clay and moving it around and being completely free within the process. I see many artists with the problem of not allowing themselves to be free within that process. And even if they're able to allow themselves to be free in that process, then they're not able to be free in that process when they release it. So the creation process should be the same as the releasing process. How you're free in creating it, you should take that same energy while you're excited, and that same momentum, it's meant to be shared within that same time period, unless you get a clear distinction like, oh, this needs to come out in 5 years. This needs to sit in here for an artist to come around, right? But generally, for you to be able to progress and eventually monetize your music and support yourself on your art, support yourself creatively, you need to be practicing this cycle. I call it the correct creation cycle. I coined that term a few months ago. And this is creating and releasing, right? So the problem for the first set of artists that I shared was like, you're making stuff, but then you can't finish it or release it. The solution to that is you have to just set in discipline. You have to balance your masculine and feminine energy. Your feminine energy is too strong. You're creating too much without having deadlines and these dates to be able to complete it. So the masculine energy is having a deadline. It's forcing yourself to finish it. It's the structure. And the feminine energy is the flow and letting it all out, right? So you need to put a deadline every time you create something. Just put a hard rule. I'm going to export everything I do. Everything I do, I'm going to export it. I don't care. I'm going to export it. I don't care if it's 10 seconds. I don't care if it's 3 seconds. I don't care if it's one drum. I made something. I'm going to export it. I'm going to have it organized in my folder. Exports 2025, whatever the year is, if you're watching this in 2030, and release it with that date first and then a name on it. This does two things. This helps you get in that habit. Everything is about habits. How are your systems, atomic habits? And then when you look at your folder every day, you see, oh, wow, I made another beat today. And that gives you confidence. And that builds you positive momentum. You're either moving forwards or backwards. There's no in between. So that's what you need to do. You need to force yourself to finish it every time. If you need help with that, I created a free group for artists and producers to be able to finish their song every time called the Finishers Club. Link is below. And we release a song every month on the 28th so you can get in that rhythm. And many of the artists who are in the group are now releasing it more than once a month because they're in that momentum. But that's just to start you off. Start off at once a month, and then you can do it however much you want. So let's just think about that. Think about that and do it. After you watch this video, go and make a beat, go and make a song. I'm going to finish this beat. I'm going to write this full song. I'm going to export it, and I'm going to set and drop it on the 28th. It's clear every month. So the first set of artists problem, not finishing, not releasing. It's a simple solution, but there's a lot of underlying blockages that come with it, such as fear of success and fear of failure. It's more likely fear of success because you grew up in an environment where you had thoughts put into you and discussions around that it's difficult to be an artist, that you can't make money as an artist. If you start to make money as an artist and you start to make it pretty easily, you're going to be betraying your entire tribe. And in a subconscious way, in a very primitive way, that's going to equal death, and you're going to avoid that at all costs. So until you identify that, you're not going to be able to move forward. So that's part of what the group is for too. Because many artists have this subconscious belief, they're not aware of it, and it's running their whole life and ruining their life. And this will block you. It doesn't matter how much good equipment you have, doesn't matter the teachers you have, it doesn't matter the school you went to, it doesn't even matter if you make the best beats in the world. If you don't have a fundamental belief that you're worthy of making money as an artist, you will never do it. And this is the hidden, unfortunate belief that is like a splinter rotting inside of artists. So, that's really where the OBL group comes in handy. We do a group call every week, every Tuesday, 11:30 a.m. You can ask direct questions to me. You can text me. You can directly contact me. And I can help you go through this process, because it is an internal battle that you go through when you start going through this process and you really devote yourself to your art. Right? It's the only really path you can do. If you know you're an artist, if you know you're a producer, if you know you're a musician, if you don't go on that path, the longer that you wait, the longer you're going to be filled with regret. Then you're going to get depressed, and it's going to be it's going to be a miserable existence. So, stop avoiding it right now and start taking action right now. Because, people have midlife crises because they're listening to other people their whole life. And then they wake up one day and they're 50 or something, and they're like, I never wanted to do any of this. And they get rid of everything and they try something new. But you should do it now, no matter what age you're at. Because everything is how your mindset is set. So, the second problem is there's artists who are making works, they're making songs, and they're dropping them consistently. But they've made and dropped over 100, 200 songs, and they're still not gaining any followers, they're still not gaining any fans, they don't have a foundation. And the problem there is your music just sucks. Hate to break it to you. Your music is not good enough. So you need proper training. I couldn't get to the level where I'm at right now, working with major artists, supporting myself on music, being in major studios, working at Studio New York, without my teachers. Teaching me how to be a good artist, being a good musician. Training. I had one-to-one training. I dropped out of college, but I had one-to-one training from the best teachers. Piano lessons, guitar lessons, Ableton lessons, machine lessons. I took those deadly serious. And it boggles my mind when I see artists who don't want to invest in education for their art, because almost a guaranteed failure. Number one, you have to be consistent, and number two, you have to be good. You got to be good. I mean, technically, you don't have to be good. You have to be consistent, but because there's a lot of artists out there who suck and make it big because they're consistent. But you got to be good. You want to be good. You want to strive for greatness. You want to contribute something of worthy value to the world through your art. So we got to do it. I'm here to help you with that. That is my purpose, as my function. So you came across my video at this time. Congratulations. You got to me before I'm inaccessible. At some point within the next few years, I'll be inaccessible this directly, phone number, FaceTime, direct help. But you found her right now. So if you're going through either of these problems where you can't release music, or you're releasing it and not getting any results, not monetizing your music, join OBL, or join my free group. So anyway, want to hop back on here. I hope you enjoyed this. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and have a great day. Peace.